girls want to know. What are we talking about today, kids?
I mean,
We just
perspective.
getting
What
a
we
little.
call it?
We in a little. You know what I love? I love a good moment when you
It's
look in
a
the
good
mirror and
selfie
you
light
just
in
you
here.
getting like very bad bitch energy. It feels very good.
Selfie light.
It's affirming. Like I really like that.
I do too.
So we are actually talking about today. We're gonna give you guys some unsolicited advice. I mean,
It's gonna be some wild like.
I be on the internet reading advice columns. Because
Really?
I like mess. Yes. I enjoy mess. That
That is a very conservative way to like mess, to read it.
Yes. I don't want to be in it, but I want to know what other mess
I mean,
people
but most
are
people
in.
like, Zeus Network.
No, I
or
can't. I don't want to watch it.
TV.
Watching it, I feel like I feel attacked when I watch it. But
Or
when
you can
I
watch
read
TikTok now, because apparently there's TikTok reality shows.
I can't do that. I got to read it.
That's very intelligent. I love that for you. I love it.
I gotta read it. So we're gonna just read some scenarios from different places that we collected.
How do you find these places though? Because you put me onto this.
Yeah,
by the way.
so my Twitter is messy. Okay, so I follow a couple different things on Twitter. 6 Brown Girls is one of the ones I follow.
Okay,
They post
put me onto that one.
once a week, every Wednesday. They'll give you like 6 different scenarios that people write in of like the mess that they have happening in their life, and it is always bananas.
I mean, that's what I discovered with Reddit. Like I had a little incident happen, and I typed something in there, and I'm like, the people
on Reddit are gonna give you
ready to talk
all
about
of their tea.
Yeah, they
like, am I the asshole? I love Am I the Asshole? And then I also
Am I the asshole? I love that one.
I do. Back when E. Jean was on, E. Jean is the lady that sued Donald Trump and won for sexual assault.
I don't know who that is.
Yes, she was a columnist for Elle for a long time. She
Elle
had
magazine. Okay.
She had a column called Ask E. Jean, and people used to write into her column and ask her for advice, and she would like give them advice. So I pulled some from there, and then we also have. I like look. I got it's coming from all over the place. Okay, and then I also follow this other girl on Twitter. Ooh, what is her name? She basically posts different scenarios that women find themselves in because of men. And
okay, is this a different form
Ask
of
Aubrey? Yeah,
Ask Aubrey. Okay,
yes, and so we just
we got that same little tea going on TikTok. It's just more of like someone on camera.
Yeah,
and so telling their story.
I think because I don't like to be. I'm not a person who likes for people to tell me a story visually. Like, I don't want to watch somebody tell me a story.
I love Get Ready With Me.
Oh, yeah, no. I struggle with
a bad girl getting her, slaying her makeup and telling us how she had a bad day. Because bad girls
I can't do it. I really will
too.
Fast forward. My friends always laugh at me. Yeah, because when we watch Love is Blind or any kind of reality show, I literally will get uncomfortable and fast forward through, like, essential parts of the show.
Oh, you be getting irritated quick. You are a true Virgo.
I'm a Virgo.
Like, it could be anything.
I can't. I literally
like
just can't.
Blinks when she be talking.
Literally, yes.
That's crazy.
This is who I
Y'all
am.
need to get looked into with that.
I mean, I think they make a cream for it.
Y'all gotta look into that. That's crazy.
Okay, so we're gonna start with this. We're gonna start light. I found this one on 6 Brown Chicks. I think it was this week. This might be an old one, but we'll start with this one because I just thought it was fucking funny.
I can't wait to hear this.
Okay. I am a good Black man who takes care of his kids and his finances.
Come on.
I run a small at-home daycare. I watch my friends' kids. I also have 2 baby mamas. He still fucks both of them, according to his parentheses in what he wrote in.
Wait, go back.
He's still having sex. Yep, he's still having sex with both of these women.
I love the way it opened up. Right. I'm a good Black man.
Yeah, good Black man. In parentheses, like 2 sentences down, he says, I'm still having sex with both of these women. Okay. He then goes on to say that they're in their 30s and they work. I watch my 2 kids during the day, too. He watches 6 kids in total. My baby mamas don't like each other, but my rates are lower than daycare, plus I cook. Somehow they decided I didn't deserve to be paid for my services, and they just offer sex instead of our agreed upon rate. Sex doesn't buy diapers or juice boxes. My 2 kids eat more than everybody. Also, my first baby mama won't send me money for our son because she thinks I'm spending it on the other baby mama, and I am. But what I spend the money on...
Here's the thing.
Wait, I'm not done. Wait. Because this fool got more. He said, but what I spend the money on is not her concern. I'm this close to kicking my own kids out of my daycare for lack of payment. How do I get my trifling baby mamas to pay me in cash, not ass? Sir... There's so many things wrong with this.
The whole thing is wrong.
Everybody's wrong.
Thing
is wrong. Nobody's wrong except for him. He's the only one that's wrong.
Bad.
No, baby, nobody about to pay you to watch your own kids, sir. These are your children. Like, baby, I'm not about to pay you to watch these kids that you helped me create. Are you crazy?
I'm definitely not going to be in here like I'm finna pay you with ass.
I definitely wouldn't. And the thing is, like, I don't think that that's what they think they're doing. I think they are just having sex with the father of their children. I don't think that they're using it as currency. Yeah, I think that this man is delusional and thinks that he should be paid to watch his own kids. And I want you to know that is
I think he should start a column and be a blogger. He's hilarious. Because anybody that can keep a straight face and write down.
This shit, like, oh my God.
Were the kids there when he was writing that?
It's really crazy though, because I feel like a lot of men think that they watch their own kids.
No, they do call it babysitting.
They do call it
like, not you today.
These kids came out of your body.
True, they do.
Like,
I remember my father used to say that. Like, I babysitted all day. You like, what?
Nigga,
we your kids,
I'm your child.
We your kids. Crazy. They do be
so my advice
I think it's funny that he's like, y'all not paying me?
Yeah. You don't deserve to be paid.
I love that he got to be a baby mama for a couple days, because that's kind of what I hear all my friends that are what you would call a baby mama complain about. Like, stop trying to have sex with me, Darnell. That's not going to put diapers on the kid.
Right.
I love that the roles got reversed and they started pimping him out.
I mean, that's what he deserves, to be
That's his
honest.
karma. He didn't even see it coming.
You really got dealt the hand that you deserved in life. You have to watch your own kids
now. You know you dumb when you didn't even know you getting karma.
I just feel like, why did you think you were going to be able to swindle these women into paying you to watch your own children?
I learned this week that, men might not be as smart as we thought they were. That whole thing called talking to them, we stupid for doing that.
Oh, God. Because this is why I always say, if we could be gay, if sexuality was a choice, we would just be gay, because men...
I'm not going to be gay, but...
I know, but what I'm saying, like, the idea that women would choose to have to interact with men.
Even when I be thinking I might want to be gay, I'd be like, girl, sit your ass down.
I don't never think I want to be gay. But I'm saying...
As soon as the pussy get right here, you finna be like, let me call it in.
Like, I'm not saying that.
I'm calling off.
I'm saying that no woman is like, if we had the option, I'm saying, I mean, like, if sexuality were really a choice, more women would opt out of heterosexuality, because men are the worst.
I'm gonna go ahead and say,
I'm saying more women, not everybody. More.
Because I'm about to say, I'll be dumb for the right dick.
We don't have a choice. I'm saying sexuality is not a choice. You just are who you are.
True. Yes. I mean, I guess. Two interviews came out this week that really set it off for me, being like, oh my goodness.
I already know which one. I know one of the ones you can say. It was stressful. Who was the interviews?
I'm just learning about her. I forget her name. Dr.
Bryce? I think it's
Bryce?
Dr. Bryce.
I think it's not. Wait. Anyway, she's,
the one who was talking to Cam Newton?
Yeah, that was a really difficult. It was difficult for me. I don't want to veer off topic, but I just want to point this out. It was difficult for me to watch, because I think as a woman that has been engaged and ran into like a particular thing with men being like, oh, wow, no, don't marry this one. And
Dr.
then I
Bryant.
go back. Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Bryant. And then you go back out and you think, oh, there's a better, different man. And then you do it again. And then it's like, oh, no, not this one. And then like I got close to marriage again. And it was like, oh, no, not this one.
Yeah.
And then her talking to him about like what he was saying, I was just like, my skin was crawling when he said, I can get basically any woman to be or morph her into what he wants her to be, and his manipulation tactic. And that like really hit me, because I was just like, oh my God, like that's kind of what I feel like I fell into every time I got close to almost being married. I was like getting manipulated horribly by men in a way of them morphing me into what they wanted me to be. And usually what ends up the broken engagement or whatever drastic thing happens between us is usually me like rebelling against them trying to morph me into
someone else,
whoever they want me to be. And then them just saying that made me be like, oh my God, is that how men really think? Yeah. All of them? This is
a lot of them. I don't think all of them, but I think a lot of them pick a woman that does not fit into any kind of the scenario that he's made up in his mind of what he wants, but he's just going to try to make her be that. It's why you see so many men. It was a lot of things he said just really freaked me out. Like, also, I have had some great men in my life, but like, it would be little things like he was saying that I would run into to be like, oh no. Like, for example, he said something like, he's doing having the kids before getting married. I've had so many guys be dying for me to have their kid, but wouldn't even think to talk to me about like marrying me. They just want me to
They just feel like I was a good kid.
Yeah, my uterus is closed.
So it was a lot of that had me just being like, oh my God, I felt reprogrammed yesterday. Maybe that's why I had anxiety all day.
Okay.
I felt like seeing that close up
kind of triggered you a little bit.
It was just like, man, everything you thought marriage was and that whole idea what you were going after and that goal, you are really in a reprogramming stage. Like,
I think it can still I think it can still look like that. I think it just won't look like that with that type of person.
But I attract those type of men. So.
Oh, I think that's something you have to figure out, right? Because if you're attracting that type of men, there's something that you're giving that makes it feel like it's okay for them to come to you.
Clearly.
So we got to figure out what that is so that you can start repelling those kind of men.
I don't know how to wash off the dumb era or the aura like of she's dingy. Because like it bring them in like it smells good. It smells like the dumb bread that they like.
Friend.
But then when they get close up and start eating it, they like it's.
Oh my God.
It's got brains, and then they get sick, and then it just gets. Okay, that was.
I think you gotta.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's one of those things where you gotta look and find because there's a common thread. There's
this man that's talking about he wants his baby mamas to pay him is the type of man that I'll be attracted.
Wait, who Cam?
Well, Cam, I literally think Cam Newton is attractive, and his aura.
I think
and everything.
He is attractive. I think he's an idiot, though. You think he's?
Yeah. Before this interview, I was just like, oh my God, like he's super attractive to me. Like I like dominant men like that. Like I think that's where I go wrong.
Yeah.
I do like a take control dominant man,
but
sometimes they go too far, and then you be like,
I don't even think he's
take the battery out of my back. Like no,
take control and dominant in what way though?
That's a long story. We don't want to veer off.
I kind of do. I need to know. I need to understand this.
I feel like I have a very strong personality. Mm-hmm. I feel like I have a very dominant energy as a woman, I think.
Uh-huh.
So I think I do seek a man that I feel like can be more dominant than that can not necessarily looking for somebody to check me, but like I don't really feel like there's very many men out there that can be like, this is what you're gonna do, and like that I can stand in front of, and I feel like we could really be equals. If that makes sense. I'm probably not explaining that well, but I do seek that because I do feel like I have a very, very strong personality, and I'm very, very like solid in what it is I want for myself and my career and what I do too. As a comedian, that's very intimidating for most men, whether they want to admit that shit or not.
Yeah.
But you got to be, you know what I'm saying? So I'll be looking for that, but I feel like I always find one that like they go too far.
Well, because
like, I think that's a male trait, but
a lot of that dominant personality in men is kind of related, or it is tied to toxic masculinity, right? Because Cam is very obviously a toxically masculine type of person. Is toxically a word? I don't know, but he's very toxic because you've created all these like children with these women.
100%. I'm not like dingy. Like, no, I'm not out here being like, oh, wow, I'll be number 8. Like,
no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
I'm attracted to, like...
What I'm saying is, I think you have to look... Because you're attracted to that, but the attraction to that, there's always something else behind the...
Oh, with all of them.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like... And I feel like I had to check myself after watching like a clip. I saw that whole interview. I watched that one, and then I saw a clip of her doing something with Nick Cannon, and I was like, oh my God. That one was too triggering. Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go through the TV and choke some man I don't even know. Mm-hmm. But he reminded me of somebody.
Yeah.
But it was just like what he said was so scary, and I was like, oh, you fall for that all the time. Like when he was just like, you know, when you have money, you know, you could be whatever man you think that she wants, and I fall for that all the time. They all usually like
they love bomb you a little bit.
I get love bombed every time.
Okay,
that is like my biggest.
You know what? And I feel
like I've already said that like 4 times in the podcast. Okay. People should be tired of me. Write in the comments.
Okay,
if you sick of me falling in for the same cheese in the same motherfucking trap, bitch. I'm a goofy.
Damn.
They put a Gucci bag under the goddamn box again, and I ran over and was like, goof ass.
Okay. I see.
Yeah, every time. I always fall for like a flashy man. I do like a well-dressed man who likes, you know, good dinners, because that's kind of how I am.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm falling for me.
I don't know, girl.
Maybe that's the battle.
It's me trying to like figure it out. I'm like going through my.
I mean, with this last one, I could definitely see where I made the mistake in this one versus like prior relationships. With this one, I'm like, oh, girl, he was just, showing you what you like. That wasn't really who he was. Like all the stuff that he took you to do. In the beginning, that was so fun and fascinating. That was just him like being like, this is what you like. This wasn't who he was. So you were falling for you, bitch.
So I remember I went on a date with this guy and he asked me what were red flags to me. And I just was not about to tell him that. Because I feel like when you tell a guy they just become the opposite of whatever you say your red flags are until they have
Or they're going to play the part because now
they're playing a part, right? Yeah. So you know what I'm going to consider to be a deal breaker. So you're going to make sure you don't do any of that up front.
Right.
And then once you feel like you have me roped in emotionally, you can start being who you truly are.
Hello, welcome to my life.
Yeah. And so I mean, I think the thing is women deal with that. People deal with that in general, right? Like when you first meet somebody, their representative shows up. And then as you get to know them, slowly the representative kind of falls away and the true nature of their personality comes out.
Right.
And then you decide if you want to continue to date them or not. But I think to your point, a lot of men do operate in a very it's almost like they're bamboozling you in a sense because they're manipulating and like what do you call it when they do that? I don't know. They're just wearing a mask essentially. And once it gets to a point where they feel like they have you emotionally, the mask comes off and they start acting a fucking fool. And then you have to be okay with just saying, oh yeah, no, this wasn't what I signed up for. Peace the fuck out. And that's, of course, the hard part.
I mean, I look at it a little different now of how I would probably approach it in general. Like right now, I'm not even thinking about like the last thing on my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I've been bamboozled quite a bit. And it's always with, the finer things of life. And I think that's just because what I do for myself. Like that's the kind of person I am. So I guess I usually fall for the types that are like, oh, she really likes art. Let me go out of my way to take her to like these amazing art galleries or these places she wants to travel to see or these bags that I know she loves. Like, I like that kind of stuff. I think now I just will look at it a little... Well, I wouldn't even say I'll look at it a little different. Because the person I dated prior to this person, I definitely was paying attention to, like, we don't have anything in common personally. We have everything materialistically in common. I definitely was aware to see that. I think with this particular situation, what was the wool over... What we call it? Wool over your eyes? I think it was just both of us have very busy lifestyles. I think this was the first time I ever dated someone that had the same type of career as me.
Yeah.
So it was also a hard adjustment for me to really learn that too. So it was like I knew certain things from relationships, but this was another like challenge of like also being like for example, niggas had to pencil in disagreements.
Damn. We're gonna have this conversation.
It was kind of like everybody's life was so busy, especially at the time when majority of our like conflict came in. It was like I had 37 shows, he had 37 shows. So even if we had things that really needed to be sat down and discussed, people was like, hold that thought, my nigga, I gotta go do So it was a snowball effect of that. As every time we thought we weren't gonna be busy, somebody was doing something. And so it really was just like,
okay.
And then I think it was a matter of like, now that I'm in a heal space and not want to just be like, because I can only be responsible for myself. I think also there's a lot of ego in being an artist.
Yeah.
And like dating another artist. Oh, that's
there's a lot of ego that it just exists in humanity, I feel like.
No, I think dating another artist is a whole nother challenge. That I think I've never experienced before. And even though I had learned a lot of mistakes from past relationships, this was like another...
Okay.
Because I think even for me, there were ego parts of coming out of being like, put some respect on my name when it was like, really, it should be like, this is about the relationship. This is not about the respect on your name.
Okay.
But I think that both of us was on that when it comes to certain things. It would just be like, he would have a point of view that would make me feel like I was small or what I was doing was small. And then I'd be like, hold on.
Yeah.
And then I would say something and he'd be like, hold on. When really it was like, yo.
Nobody's saying anything.
Put the career to the side.
Put your guns away. Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't need to be a big blow up.
This about y'all is in love. Like, I think we failed a lot of little areas in that. And for me, I'm learning that now. I don't know what the other person is. But for me, I'm like, I think both of us may have had dated other people in entertainment, but not at this caliber.
Okay.
I think that's what had us like... in that motherfucker, like every day arm wrestling.
Okay.
Niggas was like, you not stronger than me.
Yeah.
We literally was, though. Like, now that the smoke has cleared, this is where my growth is coming from. Again, I can only speak for me. I don't know what the other person is over there realizing. For me, I'm like, okay, yeah, there were certain shit that this person did. It was like triggering, but then I got to realize too, like, you are also an artist and you did build a lot for you. So you was definitely in that motherfucker too, like putting guns on the table. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, we was both in there like fighting for what we built.
For recognition of what you felt like you had established for yourself from the other person.
And the things that we had went through.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
It was like everybody had.
But I think you can't really have that kind of connection with somebody who is also a dominant personality. Somebody has to be the person who is, right? Like, if
for sure.
you're both, if we like a Cam Newton is not going to acquiesce to anyone.
But that's what she said in the thing. It's the maturity of the level of the woman that you're dating and the level.
Yeah,
because the level of where I'm at with this person. I think his
third baby mama is like on a comedy tour right now, and she really kind of like.
He got another comedy baby mama?
Yeah, I kind of.
Two?
I think it's the same girl, Jazzy.
Okay,
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Jazzy is the comedian.
Yeah. But she essentially she did, I remember, a podcast where she talked about how she knows him and she kind of caters to him and she's submissive for him and couldn't really say how he shows up for her in the same way.
And that's what I was relating to. That's
yes,
me dumb.
Yes. And so I feel like when you're attracted
into a man real good.
When
watering him real good.
Attracted to a person like that though, there has to be an understanding that you're not going to be emotionally fulfilled in that kind of situation. You know,
I make that mistake every time. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I got you. Okay,
that's what I'm saying. I'll be out here attracting them Cam Newtons.
Yeah,
that's why the last time when I said that in my comedy clip, like, why is my skin silver? Nigga, you was pouring so much into him
out of you,
that you forgot to pour into you, and you realized he wasn't giving it back to you.
Yeah,
like, for example, later I had to think about this too. I told you this, like, when I asked him what he loved about me when he was all like, I'm in love with you. He was like, I love the way you pour into me. It was never who you are or it was what you do for me.
Be that, yeah.
And it was like, I didn't really even realize that.
Them big, massive red flags that are like, it's like the size of a fucking quilt. Like, you really gotta get the fuck out of there. When a motherfucker can't name nothing they like about you, they only naming things that they like that you do for them.
And a lot of times he would name things that would be motivating for him. Almost like
something you do for him.
At the end of the day, I look at it like, shit, I need a check because I feel like I'm motivated the nigga to be. And I do that a lot too, and I realize that now. That's why I'm like, okay, I learned something from this. I don't really look at it as in a negative. I learned a lot from this. But like, yeah, I think men think that. To piggyback on where we were, I think men think that way. They literally don't have the mindset of, these is my kids and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, my responsibility. They don't see nothing like that. They look at everything like, well, why isn't somebody catering to me? Or why am I not the center of attention? Or why am I not?
This is why my uterus has been closed.
I don't want to shut it down.
Mine isn't. It'll open for the right person. And the thing is, I
don't even know what that means
anymore.
Well,
so I think the sad part is that men will constantly tell us, pick better men. But the thing is, you could think you picked a great man and then he switches it up on you. And
Scooby-Doo
because I feel like this is what Nick Cannon did to Mariah Carey. Like, she talks about it in her book, I think, where she says that something in him kind of flipped after the babies were born. And she just felt a difference in the relationship.
Well, he a Libra, so I'm gonna go ahead and say they be lying about everything.
Okay, I don't even really know.
Libra men, honey, dated so many.
I think this is a thing where you see this person
the
make
worst
this,
man
or
ever.
You think of like Safari and Erica Mena, where you see that this
Cancer
person
man, never do it.
You see this person make a huge deal about how much they love this woman, they want to be with this woman. This woman is everything. You see them publicly pursue her, and then they get her and treat her like shit. And so it's one of those things where it's like, yes, pick better men, but also be better men. Like,
listen, let me just tell you the signs that you can make a somewhat of a life with.
Oh,
with
okay.
Men. I'm gonna be honest. Don't do it with a Libra man. First of all, Libra men are really great. They're loving. If you willing to know he got another bitch on the side, that's your man. Libra men are going to cheat on you. Peace out. And if they don't cheat on you right away, he flirting with, it's not gonna work.
Okay.
peace out. But they are great men. They will take it home, and they always are really loving and great, but don't do it.
Okay.
Cancer men, don't do it. He's either going to kill you, O.J. Simpson, or he is going to emotionally abuse you constantly. But also another great man if you want to deal with abuse and be in love.
Who wants to deal with abuse?
I'm being serious. I feel like Leo men, you can count on them. They probably gonna cheat on you too.
Is that October? Wait, what month
That's
is that?
August.
Okay.
But that's a good man.
Okay.
That's a good man, Savannah. He finna take it home. And if he is cheating on you, baby, you will never know.
Okay.
He gonna keep it tight. He gonna keep the household ripped. I'm telling you, off the cuff. He's a good man.
I mean, I don't know. I
don't know. Aries men, good man. You ain't never gonna go without.
Okay.
He might not cheat on you. Men cheat all the way, but Aries men, if he cheat on you, you did something.
Okay.
Because they be too busy like loving themselves. So it's a good man. Aries man.
Okay.
Good man. Good man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you the long Virgo man, if you want to be miserable, good luck.
I mean,
he gonna take care of home too, but you also gonna want to bust him upside his head with an iron and the board.
I will never,
at least once or twice a week because he gonna talk breezy.
Okay, hold on. Let's get back to her because we know.
I'm gonna get y'all right.
We didn't read one advice column and we ain't been back.
Well,
since.
we got caught up on the baby daddy.
We did. Okay, you got.
If he wasn't stupid, we would have never went off to a whole nother segment. See how they do us?
He got us off track.
Got us off track. Okay, this is the one I got. This is hilarious. All right, here we go. This one's from Six Brown Chicks. I got it. It says, I met a great older man and we're getting married in December. We attended my cousin's destination wedding in Jamaica, and I used that opportunity to have one last fling before I got married. Okay. After my fiance fell asleep, I left our room and hooked up with the groomsmen and 2 locals just for fun.
Now she had a threesome.
I had the best sex.
Now she had a threesome while this man sleep in the resort.
I had to slow down my read. I wanted to use protection. But this time my hookups were different. Wait a minute.
No.
I wanted to use protection, but this time my hookups were different. We bonded on an emotional and spiritual level, and I refused to use a condom with any of them. I contracted super gonorrhea, and it's basically untreatable. My fiance wants sex, but I'm available until this thing gets
unavailable.
Up.
Okay.
It's been 2 months. If I tell him what's going on, he'll know I've been unfaithful. Advice.
Baby, you need to go ahead and break up with that man. You don't got to tell him y'all ain't had sex, but you just go ahead and break up with him and go live your life with your super gonorrhea.
That's your advice.
Yeah, you made your bed. Like, what are you going? You gonna tell him that you contracted super gonorrhea having a threesome in Jamaica? That's the conversation.
It blew me when she was like, I thought maybe I'd go like, get a little.
You raw dog.
I raw dogged
on
the
a threesome.
Hotel and then said I had a spiritual emotional connection.
And this is the thing, it's no judgment. Sometimes you make a bad decision, but you not gonna be able to.
Too far.
You went a little far, babe. You got a little too much dip on your chip.
Okay, so the advice for me would be,
I'm gonna say you have to end your relationship. Because there's no way you can ever have sex with him again. And he's going to start to ask questions if it's been weeks already.
Well, what the fuck?
you gotta just end it. And you can just say, look, I'm after our trip. Like, I just don't think I can go through with it. You could be honest. I mean, that's always an option. But if you don't want to tell this man.
Why wouldn't you just be like, all right, bet.
I cheated?
No.
And contracted super gonorrhea?
Going down.
What is going down?
I don't want to look like a lying bitch. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like, all right, bet. Like, you could just be like, I've been having some issues with my vagina. Like, I got a bladder infection or something.
For 3 weeks?
Some other shit happened.
No, ma'am. And if this man has any sense at all, he's already starting to suspect that you had some kind of relations outside of the relationship because nobody is putting off.
I mean,
especially if they had a fruitful sex life. I don't see that you just cutting the sex completely.
How does she? All right.
You had a raw dog threesome with 3 people from
so confusing. The thing that's confusing me is okay.
Because
wait,
super
so
gonorrhea.
You didn't have sex with the new husband or
no? So they went on vacation while he was asleep.
She went to
Probably
go-
was the last night of the vacation. I think she said. Is that what she said?
So
that
then
was
when she came back, he didn't try to hit.
They might not have had sex that night. Right? Like they could have just left the vacation, went home. She started showing symptoms and she kind of started denying him. Either way, ma'am, if this is not something you're willing to come clean about, which I think she should, if she's not going to come clean, you got to just like end it. I think that's what you got to do. And then try to figure out how to treat super gonorrhea. At this point, you need to go see
I don't know what the fuck that even is.
Super gonorrhea is literally so...
Oh my God.
It's a new,
y'all is doing too much.
It's a new form of gonorrhea that has come out that literally is untreatable or does not respond to antibiotics.
It's untreatable.
Yeah, it doesn't respond to antibiotics. Okay. So it's
she was waiting to see if it was gonna work.
Drug-resistant gonorrhea with a high level resistance to current recommended treatment for gonorrhea, but also including resistance to penicillin and other medications that have typically worked in treating gonorrhea. So
okay, well she got to tell.
Yeah, okay, you have to tell them, or you got to end your relationship. Those are literally the only options.
Yeah, okay, okay then.
And then also, I just feel like if you're gonna cheat, use a condom. I don't know. Like I think I think
you're right.
It's so disrespectful to cheat anyway, but it's like mega disrespectful to cheat raw.
You know,
like
people
just like
be cheating and doing really weird things.
I mean, honestly,
I've heard some stuff.
I get it, but I've experienced it, so I know that people cheat and
do weird things.
They don't think about any kind of repercussions for that cheating at all. They just
it gets weird.
Put it everywhere and anywhere and hope for the best.
Yeah, so, I've heard some strange things that people tell me about they cheating spouse. You be like, damn, that's. Yeah. Damn, they hate you or some shit. What's going on?
Yeah.
damn, like that. Sometimes I don't know. I see. Have you ever cheated?
No. I just break up with people when I'm done. Emotionally, like,
what's your level of cheating though? See, I
don't emotionally cheat. I have not physically cheated. Like, if I'm out of a relationship,
what's emotionally cheating? Damn.
Like if you build a connection with somebody else. But I also am not a person who stays in a relationship that I'm not attracted to a partner anymore. So once I become like unhappy in a relationship, I just end it. If I get ready to cheat, I've stayed too long.
You're a good person.
I'm not actually. I literally cut people off for the most minor things, but I also just think that has prevented me from maybe having like as many experiences with people as I probably could because I'm a Virgo.
I feel like in my youth,
when they get on my nerves, they gotta go.
Not that I was definitely.
You was cheating?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
My like, I would say all the way up until like, damn.
Okay, so you was cheating.
Probably like up until like my like 20s.
Okay.
I wouldn't say like cheating, like. Because I'm not like a...
Like, I want to... For the audience, what's the difference between one cheating and cheating?
Cheating to me is like, I'm like sleeping with people type shit.
Okay.
Like, I was
So you was emotionally cheating? Or like going on dates?
Because I wasn't...
Or kissing? What are we talking about? Like context this.
Like, context. Like, I think I had a lot of like... In my youth, I would always have like other opportunities like stacked up. Like, that might be my like age of narcissism type shit.
Okay.
Like, I would always have like somebody waiting in the wings, waiting on, And if I ain't never necessarily had that, well, I mean, I feel like at one point I was in my 20s and I had like a boyfriend that I lived with, and I remember like going off my ex's house and shit. Like, okay, well, yeah, we weren't never really like doing nothing though. Like, I was always one of them that was just like. I don't know what it was in my youth. It would be like I would be just a gaming ass little nigga. Yeah. Like I would have motherfuckers just.
You needed options. You had hoes in different area codes.
Like going crazy over me and be like, "Why is you tripping?" And I was adding like I was a little nigga, like But like it probably wasn't until
pick better men, and they like pick better women.
I was turned.
Yeah. Okay.
But I learned that behavior. I learned all like as I got older. I learned where I got all that from. Terrible learned behavior. But I probably would say probably up until like my adulthood, like even all the way up until being engaged, I was just like, oh,
okay.
I ain't never do nothing, but I was always like, yep, you're gonna need to get the hell out of here.
Some motherfucker waiting.
I had always had like commitment issues for like the longest time.
Yeah, so I have commitment issues, but I don't commit. Is the thing. So
see, I want to be committed, but then to be like, I don't even want. But I mean, I'm cool now. Like I think that was just
okay. I'm not even cool now. I just won't commit. Like
I like commitment. I ain't gonna front.
I like it as a concept, but to get me to commit to somebody is gonna take just. I've not met it really in a long time. Yeah. And
but the bad thing is if you get me to commit and you do something wild, 9 times out of 10.
The thing is, if you get me to commit and you do something wild,
surprise.
surprise, surprise.
Here we are, nigga. You ain't never met her, but she's wild.
No, but if you get me to commit and you kind of switch up on me, I'm also one of those people who disassociates from my emotions and I will just cut you off.
You ever got cheated on and somebody gave you something?
No, but I have been cheated on and the person had children on the way. And that was an experience. Damn. And so yeah, I definitely feel like if you don't cheat,
I've been cheated on and got something before.
Wrap it up.
That's whack.
Yeah, definitely wrap it up. But like cheating on is somebody bringing me a gift back. No. This is why you should get tested even if you're in a relationship, folks.
Yeah, that's what you learn
because
from that,
people are.
But that was careful. Like the young shit. That's like young. You get.
I don't even think that's young. I feel like people cheat and don't wrap it up all the time. Yeah.
Growing up, it was like silly little shit. Or college was like silly little shit.
No, I feel like people in their 30s, 40s, 50s.
Now I'm saying it's a different.
I actually read it. Am I the Asshole yesterday? And I did not screenshot this, but I'm gonna just tell them the general gist. So. Man cheats on wife. They've been together for like 20 years. They have 2 daughters. Okay. They're in their 50s. They were happily married, or so she thought. He cheats with some 20-something-year-old. The 20-something-year-old gets pregnant with twins.
Damn.
Yes. And
double damn.
Yes. And so he's like trying to be a responsible parent and he's going to help raise the twins. But then him and the woman he cheated with both die in a car crash. Okay.
Nick,
yes. And so
the karma came in so hard.
I don't feel like dying is
not dying, but I'm just saying they was like surprise 2 kids.
No, because who is the karma?
Then
because
you get Beetlejuice.
The girl's parents are expecting this ex-wife now to raise these twin children, and the ex-wife is like, absolutely fucking not.
Oh wait, she didn't die in the car crash.
She did die in the girl he cheated with died in a car crash. And also he died in the car crash. And so the girl's parents are too old and like unhealthy to care for these babies full time. The only person who could technically do it would be the ex-wife. And the ex-wife is like, y'all got me fucked up. And she's right. I am not about to
Why would they even assume she would want the baby?
And so her mom is like, you should go ahead and raise these kids immediately. No.
That's some white people shit. No offense.
Baby, it ain't no fucking way. It ain't no fucking way. You want me to raise some kids?
Come on, they took Isaiah's baby from Halle Berry so quick. If this was a black family, they wouldn't even give the option.
You want me to raise...
Kiki would have never had the option to raise them damn kids, sad girls' babies.
That was one of the Am I the Assholes? And the overwhelming majority of people was like, you are not the asshole.
You are not the asshole.
The fact that your mom is even pressuring it, like, baby, I would stop talking to my mom if she was doing this.
This is not offensive.
Like, that's crazy. So yes, people cheat well into their hundreds at this point.
Oh, they turn up.
Without a condom, this is just a thing that happens. Let's get back to...
have you ever done that?
What?
Cheat without a condom?
I've never cheated.
You be out here living too innocent.
I don't. And I've absolutely like done other irresponsible stuff and like hooked up with people in a way that is less responsible than I would have hoped, but I've never cheated. I just don't cheat. I just stop talking to people. It's just not my thing. I already struggle to be like emotionally connected. So if I emotionally connected to you and I got to cheat on you, I'm going to just disconnect and then go fuck somebody else.
That's nice.
Yeah. I can't do both things at the same time.
That's organized as fuck.
It's not. I have OCD.
I was like, I ain't never. I mean, I don't think I'm no cheater now. I mean, I feel like, I feel like in my last, like, because I'm going to be honest. I started being like a good person.
Okay.
Because this is me clocking in on being honest with me. I feel like when you learn stuff, that's why when toxic shit happened in my relationships now, I'm like, it wasn't me. This time I know because I've been on top of my shit. But I would say 2020.
Look, I ain't always been the best person to be in a relationship with.
No,
I'm not
2020 is when I was just like, oh, I know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not on no bullshit altogether.
Okay. I don't want to make it seem like I've always been the best person. I try to show up and be a kind person in my relationships, but also, like, you grow and you learn and you get your shit together as you understand what your shit is. But
yeah, but that's always gonna be the case, though. You never not gonna
need shit to get together. But back to our advice call.
Yeah.
So,
but that's fucked up.
What are you gonna do?
I mean, that's fucked up because this nigga married her. This bitch has super gonorrhea.
Oh, they not married yet. They was gonna get married.
Still,
they not gonna get married now. But they was gonna get married. You can't consummate a marriage.
Now he gonna be on a dating app and he gonna be a terrible man because of her.
He ain't gonna be a terrible man because of her. He'll be a terrible man because he's a terrible man if that's what he decides to do.
They don't think this way.
It won't be her fault.
Smart.
Yeah, it won't be her fault if he decides to be terrible. It'll be his fault. And I want to be clear about that. The way you decide to react to somebody hurting you, if you decide to like share that hurt and like what do you call it? Put that hurt on other people, that's a you problem. That don't got shit to do with the person who did it. They responsibility stops after they disengage or you disengage from them. The way you handle your hurt is completely on you.
And sometimes
you being hurt by somebody does not give you a license to hurt other people. Just FYI. Yes.
Sometimes.
No. No.
Sometimes.
This is why we go to therapy. This is why we go to therapy.
You gotta be the victim. I'm sorry, you gotta be the villain.
I mean, sometimes you be the villain to the motherfucker that made you the victim, but not to
I think you gotta be
people. Yeah, not to people who didn't earn your like villain era. Motherfucker who earned your villain era, unleash, honey, live your best life. But I mean, a new person who didn't do nothing to you, try to be his best, the best 100%, person you can. Yeah,
but
the motherfucker who made you a villain though, give them your worst. I fully feel that a person who brings out the worst in you, if you cannot extricate yourself from that situation, give them what they deserve.
I mean, I be feeling like that with my little sitch sometimes, but then some days I'll be like,
yeah. So this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not necessarily the best person.
Up on your somebody get to you. But then again, I'll be thinking too. Like I'll be them videos I sent you. I be doing that shit too. My friends be the group chat be loud. Cause I be wild. This is my side I cope. But like I was thinking the other day too. I was just like, man, you gotta give yourself some grace sometime out here.
Yeah.
Like really for real. Like sometimes if you somebody that used to slapping people and you ain't slapped nobody in a couple years, you doing good.
Baby.
But then if you end up slapping somebody a couple years later, you had them slaps in you. It was only a matter of time.
Listen, I'm not. No.
I don't know. I be giving myself some grace, being like, now though, you can't be around certain type of situations. Mm-hmm. Like like you put yourself in so many situations for team. Like this had me really like really looking at certain stuff.
Reflecting.
Like ooh, like
yeah.
Even the roommate thing. Like you were surrounding around a lot of people that you was ready to grab up and yeah. You don't need to be in these environments, you know. Okay. You know what kind of personality.
The self-reflection is necessary, yeah.
You have, and like before that even got to that, I be thinking now, like when that motherfucker said, you should have been like, gotta go. Cause like I think about it now and I be mad now. I'll be like, you let way.
But so this is why I cut people off. So okay, so
like,
I think
that's why you was up in there like this is smart. Like
yeah, this is why I started going to therapy.
This
very specific thing. So I didn't feel like I was advocating for myself enough in the moment, and then I would go back after some shit went down with somebody, and I would replay it in my mind over. I would just ruminating about what I should have said and what I should have done and how I should have reacted. Always. And so going to therapy helped me become a address this shit in the moment type of bitch.
I mean, it's doing that, but it ain't necessarily like taken away from my like.
No, but the thing is this. I became an address it in the moment type of person, but I also became I'm not putting up with anything that is pissing me the fuck off.
Yeah, but I've always been that chick. I think the problem with it is for me, what my problem is like once I like realized that I'm like that and then going through anger management, that was kind of like them putting the cap on The like
so
the
you
clapback that because it was no
second guessing yourself.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I had that issue
so
for the
I stopped doing
that I
that.
was going through.
Yeah.
Prior, I was telling my anger management therapist and my therapist being like, sometimes I don't know how to respond in the moment because they've suppressed the other girl so much that now when we get to this place called anger, a couple people be raising their hand up there, but I don't know who to pick.
Let me give a very good way to handle stuff like this, because this is something that I do, because I also used to second guess myself a lot. If I get to a point where, and this is something I learned in therapy, that I disassociate from my emotions, so sometimes it takes me a minute to figure out what I feel. If I get to a point in a situation with somebody where I don't know what I feel about something, I'm going to cut communication. All right, I can't talk about this right now. I need to have some space. And I'm gonna leave.
I mean, I ain't been bad at doing that either. But I think for me, I'm temperamental, and I do have to understand that about myself.
But I think what is important in those kind of situations is you take enough time to process how you feel. And then if how you feel means I got to walk away from this situation completely, then even if it's not the right decision, you just eat the decision, because at the end of the day, like, you got to do the thing that's going to make you be okay in your own mind.
Well, old girl didn't feel that way. She probably still lied to this man and stayed with him. I wish there was a part 2 of the gonorrhea story.
Listen, I hope that,
because the way if you gotta go to whatever this was, Reddit or something, and ask the people.
That was 6 brown chicks.
Oh yeah, I ain't never. Well, I did get on Reddit after my situation. It was like, so this what happened.
I mean, you could type in
it was crazy with my situation, gang. Everybody, nobody was like, yo. I never got a yo, that's crazy, really.
No, you can get on Reddit and type pretty much anything. And I'm talking very specific niche. Nobody has ever experienced this. And there will be an entire subreddit of people who have experienced
it's like pages, like
it's amazing.
Columns or groups.
Yes, this is why I love Reddit. You're never alone, people. You just have not found your like subreddit yet.
Groups of people
know that there are people out there experiencing exactly what you ever typed
Honestly,
in.
Once I typed it in, I was like, let me sit down, because people was chiming in being like, one time I burned down this whole, like, it got I was on some minor.
You're never alone. You're never alone. Okay, next one.
That's you got one.
Okay,
I just read
all right, so somebody wrote in to Eugene. And they said, there's a man, we'll call him Miles. And Eugene ain't been on. I like Eugene.
I never heard of this.
She had a column on Elle. But I feel like the column is like, it's not running anymore. But I just pulled some old shit because I love Eugene. Okay, so there's a man, we'll call him Miles. We met on Tinder. We talked and dated for a month. He slowly started ghosting me. Not all at once, but over time. I asked him about it head on. He explained that he doesn't see me as marriage material. I'm 26. I've never had a guy tell me this before. Naturally, I feel worthless now. I don't like the idea of a man's opinion of me changing my opinion of myself, but here we are. How do I hit the reset button? So,
wait, babes, okay, what? Go back. What happened? Read that again.
So, Cliff's Notes version. Yeah. She met a guy on Tinder. He started ghosting her. She confronted him about it. He said he doesn't view her as marriage material.
Okay.
She feels worthless now. She feels like what he said is somehow holding weight, and she doesn't know how to fix this feeling that she has that somehow she's not worthy of being married.
That's a personal thing. That's just what she's going through on dating apps. That happens.
No, that's patriarchy.
Really?
100%. No, man.
I mean, but to me, I feel like, okay, you ever be on a dating app for a while and your goal is because you could be dating because you want to get married.
Oh, so I don't date to get married.
See, I'm trying to give you the mindset of the women to be on that. Myself, I used to have this thing where I would be like, my idea of being on here is to date to get married. That's the point. So when you're on here and you're consistently dating or you're consistently talking to people and they all be coming to fail, it can start to trigger you in your mind.
No, but he specifically told her she wasn't marriage material.
Ideally, because that's what her mind is like, I want to be married. Mm-hmm. She meets this guy that she likes, and then he says, I don't think you're marriage material. In her mind, because that's what she wants, is now telling her the reason why you don't have it is because you're not marriage material.
That is patriarchy.
What is that? This is his fault?
It is his fault. It's a disgusting thing to say. The idea is
how?
The context
and
is
I ain't even trying to stand up for you.
No, it's fine. The context of it essentially is that he doesn't like her like that, and that's fine. Okay. I'm not attracted to you enough to have a real relationship. He could have just said that. But to say she's not marriage material is weaponizing.
Weaponizing. Okay.
Him weaponizing something that he knows that she wants in order to belittle her.
I see.
Yes.
Now
and
that
so
makes sense.
this is patriarchy in the sense that...
I guess I'm looking at it on the opposite end of like the only way that works is if it matters to you.
It does matter to her, but it matters to her. Yeah.
Because in my mind, I just literally put out a video on TikTok about this.
Yeah.
About how men weaponize marriage and kids in the dating world against women, especially women past 30.
And so you can't weaponize it against certain women because certain women don't give a fuck.
Yes. And that was my point. I was like, when they find out that you're like, okay.
For a person like me,
they're like,
I date to have a good time. When I go out on a date with a guy, it's not like, oh, I think he's the one. I don't give a fuck if he's the one or not.
I had that mindset, though.
Yeah, no, I don't give a fuck if he's the one or not. I want to go have a good time. I want to like go out and be cute and feel like a bad bitch and have somebody dote on me.
But then that, for most women, we feel that way at a certain age bracket because you get, and also for me, I feel like that every day. So those dopamines because I'm a dress like a bad bitch going to
Ralph's.
But
I also don't think I think this is something that she has to work on in her own mind is like taking the pressure off of herself to make every guy husband material.
Absolutely.
Because the thing is, a motherfucker who talks to you like that is not husband material. Okay, let's be clear. A person who does not have the maturity to just say, you know what, this is not working for me, who ghosts you, one. But two, when you ask them, hey, what's going on? They don't have the maturity to just say, you know what, I'm so sorry. I wasn't really feeling it. I wish you the best. That is not a person you want to be with anyway. This person is not marriage material.
But let me just make this clear. The reason that this also what I'm learning is it's easier for men to be able to be dingy like that. Let's just per se. Because a woman, she's stopping and being like, oh, maybe I'm not marriage material. You see how she's thinking about this in this way? And he's like, off back to the rounds of looking for a wife.
Well, he's an asshole.
No, there's more women
in the
than
am
men.
I the asshole scenario? He's the asshole. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's more women than men. And what we learned from those interviews, there's always going to be a woman that is going to...
It makes me sad.
It doesn't make me sad. It
just makes me sad for them.
It's different for us to be like, oh, off to another one. We're just going to go off to another one of those same little things.
Little what?
What are those little monsters they are? Those little like manipulative little creeps.
So the thing is, I don't feel like I meet a lot of terrible guys. I'm going to be honest. Like, and it's probably because I cut them off too quick, but I don't feel like my dating experience has been like...
How long have you been talking to these people before you even found out that they're terrible?
So I
am like 10 seconds with this bitch and she's like, he was a nice guy, but gotta go. Like,
I'm a one dater.
I'll be 6 months in and be like,
I'm a one dater, and you got that one date.
His name's really not Todd. It's something else.
I'm a one dater, and typically after the first date, I know if I'm gonna like somebody or if I don't, and I will send them a text the next day and just say, "Hey, this was fun, but it's not a match for me. I didn't really have a good time." I'm not an understanding, compromising motherfucker, and if I feel that there are any red flags on the date, I don't need to see any more ever. And so, I feel like this kind of prevents me from having a lot of experiences with men, but I've also found that when you ignore the first red flag, it's going to be a gang of them motherfuckers coming behind it. So you might as well just cut your losses early.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the idea that we're dating for marriage, we kind of just got to let that go. Just go out and have a good time. Go out and have a good time.
Yes. Well, I feel reprogrammed when it comes to that. But that's another episode.
Yeah. But don't let no man tell you you're not marriage material, bestie. You are marriage material.
I've been told that by my last ex constantly.
You are marriage material. Every woman is marriage material.
And I looked at it like he was basically saying I just wasn't a good cleanup person.
But also, that is patriarchy. That is misogyny. Like the idea that you have to somehow be able to cook and clean and like what Cardi say, I don't cook, I don't clean. But I mean, obviously this is not the greatest example because they're getting a divorce. But either way, like,
are they? Because they be getting a divorce.
She filed, I think. But either way, like, you don't have to be a certain type of person to get married. There are a million different type of marriages exist. You just find the person that works within the way that you want your relationship to look.
Yeah.
It does not have to look the traditional way at all. And the idea that some man gets to decide if you're marriage material, fuck him. Like,
I don't know what that even means anymore. So that's another episode.
That's misogyny and patriarchy, and that's just that.
Because
the misogyny is the fact that he even feels like he gets to tell her what kind of person she is in the first place. Fuck you, sir.
Oh yeah, that was my red flag. I should have listened to in my last situation, like, because he was doing that. I definitely was saying, within the relationship being like, you acting like you the prize. I don't know what's going on.
No.
I had
men
to say
be out
that
here
way
acting like
too many
bad
times.
bitches, and I'm just tired of it.
That's
okay?
another thing. I should have opted out of that relationship when the first time I was like, sis, it just came out of my body.
They
like
really be out here acting like bad
definitely
bitches. Like
in an argument with him, like, sis,
what's
that
trend on TikTok where they in a soft life era or whatever?
He was definitely
yeah. Okay, I'm sorry.
I think
ahead.
it was. Oh, there were so many things that I've learned from it though. Now I hope that he does because it's so brilliant for the both of us.
Girl,
but for me, it was just like I had leveled up too as a woman, and that did not sit well with him. Mm-hmm. The last man that I was with had definitely put me in a space of absolutely not, and like so that got on his skin a whole lot. He definitely did not like that a bitch was like, "Are you wearing that?" He was over me. This one was another one I got from 6 Brown Chicks. This one is wild. I'm 23 and I guess I'm dating my friend's father. I asked him for rent money and he flew me out from New Orleans to Birmingham to earn it from him on the low. We've been linking up in nearby cities for a few months and I want to be more to him, but he's not trying to leave his wife. I know he doesn't love her, but I feel like he puts me in a box. Like he just wants to work my body for a few dollars. He always wears condoms like I'm dirty. I say I love you. He says a lot of women love me. Love you first.
Damn. Ate her up. Baby, he don't
fuck
with you at all.
What does that mean? How do I break out of this side chick routine? Yes, I'm willing to lose my friendship over him. I like him and I need his financial security in my life. Trying to get pregnant, but he won't touch me without a condom. Help.
Babe, he doesn't give a fuck about you. He's only fucking you because you're 23. Leave. Get a job. Move on with your life.
I mean, that's harsh reality, the way you saying
this
it. Let's
is
just
the oops and the ouch situation. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like, this is an oops and an ouch situation. He does not care about you. He's fucking you with a condom because he knows you're trying to get pregnant and he wants to make sure that he does not blow up his life. So the reason he flies you out and has sex with you and then flies you back is because he doesn't want to be seen with you in the city that he lives in and have his wife find out. So this is one of those scenarios where you have jeopardized your friendship, which I'm sure is going to be over at some point because the friend is probably going to find out.
First of all, this is a script from a show. I feel like
this is a Tyler Perry movie. It's a Tyler Perry movie.
I would just say this.
It's on network.
You know, Girl 101, I don't know, where's your mom or your sisters, but Girl 101, girl, you don't do your friend like this, step 1. Step 2, who is your pimp 101 mom? You don't never fall in love
with an old man with
a wife.
He's never leaving his wife for you, friend. Like, it's just never gonna happen.
Who raised you?
You're right. I was very harsh. She's 23. She don't know yet. But
that's why I was like, we got to say it a little on the Pimp 101 Chronicles, baby.
A man ain't never leaving his wife for you.
No man is ever. It don't matter even if you young. It don't matter if he ain't no man
leaving his wife.
He not.
He's just
and on
not
top of that, you
it.
shouldn't want him to, because baby, then you gonna be the next wife that he's gonna cheat on.
Exactly. The way you get him is the way you lose him. And quite honestly,
get it how you live
you have to. It literally is. You have to be in a place where you value yourself more than to play like the secret to some man who is showing you very clearly, because I feel like he's very clear that he does not care about you.
Peace
you
out.
telling
it's
him
call, don't get high on your own supply, baby.
You telling him he not supplying her with nothing but dick.
No, he's financially supplying her with stuff. I think she said, I need the financial security. So it's like
I don't think he giving her that much though.
I asked him for mint money. He flew me out
so I could work for it. But did she get the money?
My reply back to her would be, ma'am, you are missing the assignment. Mm-hmm. The assignment is to get these books paid for school, get this rent paid,
get you a
and
business
never let
running.
your friend find out and then scam her father and run off into the night.
Stop sleeping with him because this is your friend's father. There are so many other older men that you
That's
could scam.
Funny to say at her wedding years later. No, I'm joking.
There's plenty of older men, creepy old men at this point, because you're 23. To be quite honest, I wonder how long you and this girl were friends. There's a whole other layer of creep to this.
Yeah.
But I just feel like there are plenty of men who will fund your life. And if you ask them for rent money, they will pay it. And they not gonna be, when you tell them you love them, they not gonna say no cocky ass shit like plenty of women have loved me. Because it kind of is giving you're not the only one that he's sleeping with. So I just want
could
you.
tell off reading your energies, you dingy.
You're desperate. Yeah.
You're not doing this right. I need you to go ahead and clock out.
Yeah. It's time for you to go ahead.
Go back to the manual.
He does not care about you, friend. Like, he don't care. And I'm so sorry that you are going through this, but I want you to just remove yourself from this situation.
First of all, also,
you deserve
young
better.
ladies, if you're dating any older man, it should always be about a transaction. And they too old. You could just out party him to sleep. You don't even got to have sex with him. What are you talking about? What is wrong with y'all? Why are y'all doing this? Back in my day, it was, I want to go here, daddy. You wear him out. You go take so many shots and you go to so many restaurants and you go to so many places to buy clothes that his old ass is going to fall asleep when you get back to the hotel.
And then you just leave.
No, you don't even leave. You get on top of him, pretend like this is going to happen. He fall asleep and you leave with more credit cards.
Oh, God. Okay.
You tired? We finna go do this. He going to say, okay, you say happy hour, but it's really...
This is commitment to the bed.
Baby, you looking at the one. We're going to get this... We're going to get it. I'm retired, but... We can have an episode.
Listen, this is not my wheelhouse, okay? I just really don't be into older men like that, but I will say this.
One of my sugar daddies called me 2 years ago while I was here living in LA. He was an old sugar. I had to be like, let me not say his name when I'm like, hello? He was just like, yeah, I saw a comedy bit of you on something. And I was like, I am a bad girl. I am a bad girl. He is 1,000. Where are you calling me from, sir?
Baby.
Is this the old folks home? Because you was 50 when I was
he not
19
you
back in the
gotta
day.
Go ahead and wrap it up, friend. He not gonna be with
I'm
you.
not trying to like,
No.
I'm just saying like if the sugar daddy call you back
after years, yeah,
and be like, I saw your comedy bit, it was funny. You might as well just go ahead and start clapping in your own apartment by yourself.
If he's not calling you at all, though, if you're telling him you love him and he's telling you how many other people,
again, clock out.
It's time for you to go ahead and just.
I'm gonna need you to hand in your uniform.
Yeah, it's a done deal.
It's a done deal.
This is not your guy, and that's okay.
When an old man look you dead in the eye and say, "Look, many women have loved me, baby,"
he ain't lying. I mean,
I would be devastated.
I would be devastated, but
that.
I also. You know, I was watching old videos, and I ain't used to get Keith Sweat back in the day, but I get it.
I don't get it.
I get it. If you watch like what was the video that I watched? Get Up On It? Is there a video for Get Up On It? I might be confusing it with Cut Close.
I don't really know a lot about Keith Sweat.
Baby, Keith was kind of
my mom was into him, but
I actually was watching Jodeci the other day and I got it. And the thing is,
all
all of the Jodeci niggas wasn't even fine, but I still got it for all of them because they
swag.
They had main character energy for sure. Like
the 90s swag was
the
definitely
90s swag, baby. They had. I didn't even know Dalvin didn't sing in Jodeci.
He didn't say nothing.
He didn't sing nothing, but Devontae was writing all the music.
He had on lip gloss and he looked directly into the camera.
Literally.
That was his job, honey.
He literally did not open his mouth. But baby, they had that man in them videos and he was just giving, okay? Dalvin was fine as hell. And Devontae was like, this is my little brother and I'm writing and composing all the music, so he gonna be in a group. We're gonna cut a check.
Yeah, the two singers, they were like,
I love that.
Not so much. Let's add these two guys.
No, Devontae was writing, composing everything.
Oh, was he?
Oh my God. Devontae was producing everything.
Yeah.
Like Jodeci would not have existed without the contributions of Devontae.
It was definitely a freaky time for us growing up. That's true.
Oh, okay.
We had R. Kelly. We had a lot of like R&B music like that. You don't really got that now. The kids now are real angry. They angry and they jumping off the bridge. If you really think about it, the music has definitely our music was definitely like trying to bump and grind and do it and like be sexual.
Think that the music
we slapping bitches now and then we sad. It's crazy.
We don't have R&B artists.
Not really.
Like in the R&B artists that we do actually, a couple of them have a history of abuse, and so it's really difficult.
You went deep real quick.
Well,
we're gonna end on that. I feel like we should do an episode.
Feel like, how can I listen to your music about love when I know you hit women? Like, I can't really enjoy this.
I like Chris Brown.
I will never listen to his music ever in my life. And
I'm gonna go ahead and forget.
No, that's crazy.
You gotta let him move on.
Why would I let him move on? He's abused multiple women.
Back then.
Back when? Karrueche just had a restraining order a couple years ago.
She wouldn't answer the phone. I'm joking. All right.
Okay.
No. I don't even want to. It's too big.
Yeah.
We should do an episode on what zodiac signs you should date.
Girl,
I feel like we should.
I don't have enough information. Okay, listen.
I'm not giving y'all the tip. We should do an episode on the zodiac signs, and we should do the episode on how to like.
I can't even contribute to the episode. I don't know.
We'll see y'all next week. She tripping. Bye.